Hello?
What's your least favorite scary movie?
Mama, hold Uncle Monty,
Why?
because he ain't gonna like this. Welcome to What's Your Least Favorite Scary Movie, the podcast where we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the absurd, and all of our favorite
And least favorite.
scary movies.
Because we believe every horror movie rightfully has its fan base.
Even if we don't always get it.
My name's Travis.
My name's Jesse, and we're going back to Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah.
So we are talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. But before that, do we have poll results?
We sure do. So last week, we talked about Pearl, another Texas movie.
Indeed.
And we just wanted to ask everybody, does Pearl have the X factor?
Is she a star?
So, yeah, you guys say yeah. I mean, 89% of the people say yes, but 11% say nah. I think that we may have had that one old judge man be in the poll for
It's like,
this week.
You do not have the X factor. She's not blonde.
You ain't blonde. I mean, that's the X factor for that guy. You know, sometimes that's all it is.
Sometimes. All right.
All right.
So that's it. I guess we're going to go on to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning.
Yeah.
So it premiered October 6, 2006. We watched it on our DVD. We actually have the unrated version of it.
Yeah.
So we watched that version, obviously.
There are some slight differences. Yeah, it's not as drastic as The Ruins, but there's some differences that we'll probably end up talking about.
Like Dean does 20 push-ups instead of 10.
I mean, yeah, like that's pretty big, dude.
I like that because we don't even see all of the push-ups. We just hear the difference in counting. So that just means that they reshot the scene to say 10 push-ups.
I just imagine like they pass the notes, like the studio's like 20 is a little too much. That's excessive. Come on, guys. Like, we're still going for family friendly here.
If you don't own this, you can rent it on YouTube, Google TV, Prime, Apple TV, or Fandango at home. Listen, I discovered Google TV was a thing this morning. I'm still processing it.
Yeah.
Written by Sheldon Turner and David J. Show, directed by Jonathan Liebesman, music by Steve Jablonsky, and special effects makeup by K&B.
Yeah, buddies.
Yeah. Starring Jordana Brewster as Chrissy, Taylor Hanley as Dean, Diora Baird as Bailey, Matt Bomer as Eric, Arlie Ermy as Uncle Charlie, and then Sheriff Wheat, Andrew Bernarski as Thomas Hewitt, aka Leatherface, and Marietta Marriage as Luda May.
Okay, yeah, that's quite a cast right there.
Indeed it is.
I'm happy we have Mia.
Yeah, it was actually really exciting to see her. While we're on the topic of Fast and Furious, the day that we're recording this is in fact Statham's and Helen Mirren's birthday, so we're going to have to celebrate appropriately.
So go watch one of those movies.
Yeah, watch one of the latter Fast and Furious movies.
Probably 7.
Probably 7.
Just James 1.
Okay, it's time for our favorite game.
Okay. Budget or Bugted?
I took a pause because you were drinking your coffee.
Yeah. Thank you. I am going to say Bugted.
Okay. Now, I know you were like listening to some of the special features with me, and you heard them say the first one was 9 million.
Yes.
So I see that's where your brain was going, but they got 16 million for
Whoa.
this one.
Okay, I thought maybe they're like, you know what? We made such a big profit. Let's just actually have our budget.
Yeah.
I guess usually the mindset for this type of thing.
Not
I'm
with
glad
Michael
they
Bay.
I'm glad they gave him more.
Yeah.
That's good.
Opening box office of 19 million and a worldwide gross of 51 million.
Oh, it underperformed compared to the last.
Yeah. Current IMDb score is a 5.8 out of 10.
Okay.
Now, I kind of let you in on this beforehand, but our 3 movies from 2006, we've talked about every single one of them on the show.
Good.
So if you guys want to hear our opinions on any of these, you can.
Good.
Some of them are very, very early episodes, like our old apartment episodes.
Oh, no. Beware.
But I do have a good theme for them all.
Uh-huh.
It's a family affair.
A family affair, so it's all family shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one, way back when we were still in, I think maybe even single digits of movies, Hatchet.
Oh, boy, yeah. Hatchet was, it was in the first 10.
Yeah. So that actually, it didn't have its wide release until 2009, but it premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival on April 27th, 2006.
Cool, okay.
It had a budget of 1.5 million and grossed 208,000. IMDb score of 5.7 out of 10.
I like that series.
Yeah.
I love the Hatchet movies.
Honestly, the first one is my least favorite of
Really?
the series. Yeah. We've talked about this. My opinion hasn't changed.
The first one really blew me away. Like, I was really shocked. And then, the rest of them just really good. Yeah.
We need to cover the rest of them. We've taken too long to break on that.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, second movie. Saw 3.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Wait. Oh, yeah. I guess family is involved in that, huh?
That was the whole trap, was we find out at the end, like, oh, their husband and wife.
Yeah.
That premiered October 27th, 2006. Budget of $10 million. Worldwide gross of $164 million. IMDb 6.2 out of 10.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I like that.
And the third one. Black Christmas.
Oh, yeah, man. Fuck yeah. I love that movie, too.
That released December 25th, 2006. Budget of $9 million. Worldwide gross of $21 million. IMDb 4.7.
That's fucking rude. How 4.7 for that?
A lot of people hate it.
I don't understand why people hate that movie.
I think people
are just conditioned to hate remakes sometimes. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I think you just have to embrace that one for what it is.
Yeah, I like the movie. 2006 fucking kicked ass. That's a good year for horror.
Okay. I got some taglines.
Okay.
The one on the poster, witness the birth of fear.
Witness me.
If you would like to hear it in German, it's Erlebe die Geburt der Angst.
That me. I can't repeat that.
Every legend has a beginning.
Okay.
Okay. The only thing more shocking than how it ended is how it all began.
Okay.
Yeah, those are it. Those are our taglines.
Those are okay. Yeah. They're not anything special.
Yeah. I especially because like they really leaned in on the birth thing, but like the birth is even before the opening credits. Yeah, it's over. Then he's just a grown man. To their credit, it was pretty upsetting. It was. That may be the most upsetting part of this whole thing. It was, yeah. Okay, I've got some fun facts if you're ready. Very much. So the producers of the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, they were very happy with the remake. They didn't want to do another because they were like, we did what we set out to do. We're happy with it. Respect. But a lot of people kept asking about the family, saying the family seemed interesting. They want to know how things got to be a certain way. And it kind of got that bug in their head. And they're like, what if we explore this some? So, they went to the company and they're like, hey, is there something here with this? Why are people always so fucking obsessed with the family? I get it, kind of. I think it's the casting in this one specifically. Like Arlie Ermy and Marietta Marich, they're both really good. Yeah, wait, that's mom, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I get it, but like I don't, I mean, yeah. Like not enough to like ask for like a whole prequel, like, but tell me about the family. Like I just don't understand that part. The director for this one, Jonathan Liebesman, they actually had him on their shortlist to direct the 2003 movie, but he had already been contracted to direct Darkness Falls, which apparently he hated that experience so much he almost quit the business. I overheard that. Yeah. Michael Bay was a pretty cool guy for that right there. He's like, you know what? I want you to do this so you don't hate making movies anymore. I don't want to kill your passion. Yeah. So he came in, he did it. He watched a lot of the 03 dailies to kind of like match the feeling of the last one because he wanted them to feel cohesive, but he also didn't want to like copy it directly. So he tried to match the feeling, but brought in his own style. Like he loves to shoot from a downward angle to make things more ominous. Yeah, that's very clear. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They wanted to cast like breakout stars. Jordana was the first one cast. They thought she would be good for that like final character type of girl. Yeah. They cast Taylor Hanley like straight off of his audition. They just think they saw his audition. It blew them away, and they're like, "All right, we're casting him." He was pretty solid. Yeah, and they had such a hard time casting Eric after that because they needed somebody who could be rootable, but also like was like this soldier boy at the same time, but also was like looked related to Dean. Yeah. So they had a little bit of a hard time in that one to cast that. They actually had a bunch of actors come in and read with Jordana to see what their chemistry would be like. That's important too. Yeah. They used the same house, the same Hewitt house for this shoot, but they actually used a different basement because the basement wasn't working for them. They went to an empty cotton gin and then they had to set decorate it.
Have you ever wondered or questioned to yourself, they're in such a poor place, how did they afford a fucking mansion? They were not making that kind of money at the slaughterhouse.
I don't know. It's, you know, like on House Hunters where it's like they're both part-time workers and their budget's like $1 million, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
that's them. That's
they're
the
just
Hewitts.
in debt. Yeah, who's gonna collect the debt? Nobody fucking lives there.
Speaking of set dressing, the meat plant was just like this empty building they found. Didn't even have walls. so
they just made that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, they had to make it, and they had to make it in like stages too, because they had to do it for the opening when the plant was still active and working, when they, you know, when Thomas is born.
Yeah.
Then they had to make it for a few years later when
it's condemned.
Yeah, when it's condemned. And then even a few more years after that. Like they had to really kind of focus on like aging it quickly.
That's impressive. They did a good job.
Yeah, that was apparently that's where they put a lot of the set decorating into that, and also into the house, because they had those same considerations. Like, we can't have it looking exactly the same as it did in the last movie, because that movie is set 4 years later.
Yeah.
So the director of photography, his name was Lucas. They called it Lucas Cam when they needed like tracking shots that weren't super steady. Like they couldn't use the steady cam for it because it would look too clean. So they had Lucas Cam. So he'd be like running after the actor. So it'd be a little bit herky jerky. But
I noticed that. I was like, you know what? I see this guy. I can tell this camera movement. Like I know what he's doing here.
Yeah. Diora Baird said that the crowbar scene where she's like pulled out of the truck, that was her most painful one. They shot that one a ton of times. Jordana said she got teased for her running form because she runs on a treadmill, so she's got like good running form, and they said she looked like Chariots of Fire and she needed to run bad.
Watch Scream. Yeah, just to do what Sid does.
They shot the push-up scene like bits and pieces over about 6 or 7 days, so it was actually like what's his name? Taylor Hanley was actually getting more and more exhausted and tired and everything as they were going through the shoot.
Wow.
And having him do those.
They did it over that many days.
Yeah.
They put a lot of thought. They're like, do we do 10? Do we do 20? Like, what the fuck?
So much is going on with the push-ups. And they actually did wrap Matt Bomer, his face in saran wrap.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
That sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah, he said that he was like doing a bunch of his own stunts, and he kept saying like, I have to assume that these are all safe, because like he was in the truck when it got dropped in the crash scene, and they wrapped his face, and he was like, I'm actually claustrophobic. And Arlie Ermy was like, yeah, no, it's actually kind of scary doing it, because even if you leave a gap, that's going to disappear immediately.
Yeah, yeah. You don't fuck around with that right there. Jesus.
I'm just going to say, I don't think Matt Bomer was SAG at that point, because...
yeah, that was fucked up. I can't believe they actually did that to him.
He seemed excited about it, though. He was like, well, it's a little scary, but I'm doing it.
I mean, I think it also just adds to like having Ermy do it. Like that guy, he sounded awesome in the behind the scenes stuff, but like when he's in character, he is fucking unhinged and terrifying. Yeah,
well, and that was a lot of the crew, actually. It was like, he just brings an energy to this that's almost frightening.
Yeah.
They also said the same thing about Andrew Bernarski. Like, his presence is just so intimidating. When he puts on the mask, he just is Leatherface.
Was that the guy that played him in the last one, too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So those are my fun facts. I ran out of space on the sheet. There's a lot more. Like, there were like 2 other featurettes I watched, and I just didn't have any more space for them. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of like how they did the effects on things, which I guess we can talk a little bit about that when we get to those scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always exciting listening to Greg and Nick talk about how he made a prosthetic. So.
He's a master of his craft.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess that gives us the segue into talking about our good, bad, ugly, and absurd.
Okay, cool. Well, so okay, this movie isn't like, I don't like it as much as most people do.
Okay.
Like, I think it's a solid one, but I think a lot of people put this one as like one of their top movies in the franchise.
Okay.
And it's just not like that for me. It's okay. Like, it has some like really good deaths, and I think it like is really interesting. Like the group that we follow, I like the idea of like it being like a group of like 2 guys that are going to be drafted, and one of them's going to be a draft dodger. It adds like a little bit of like I don't know, like drama. It makes it a little bit interesting, seeing like everything play out with these people here. But yeah, like like I don't know, like it's just it's okay. You know, like it's not my favorite one in the franchise. Like it does a lot of things well. It's just I don't like. I don't know. Like I'll talk a little bit more about some of the stuff and the bad that I don't really care for. But like I'm not mad when I watch this. It's just it could have been different.
Okay.
I'm not like I don't think it needed a prequel. Is all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Like it touched on things I didn't really think needed to be touched on.
Okay.
So, okay, yeah.
I liked this one.
Okay.
I am going to be very real with you all, which I've been real throughout this whole franchise that I can't tell these movies apart. I know I've seen this one. I know I have, but literally the only thing I remembered from this movie before watching it last night was that the two brothers were supposed to be going to Vietnam. One was planning to dodge his draft, and then the older one volunteered himself in place of his brother, like when Sheriff Hoyt gets there. That's all I remembered about this movie.
And that's tricky too, because that can be easily confused with the first one, which like I think Dean looks a lot like one of the guys from the first one. Like the 2003 one?
Yeah, no, and that's part of why I get those two mixed up is because I'm thinking of like the blonde guy.
Yeah.
That's really what gets me with it. But I think I liked this better than the 2003.
Okay.
So
and you're there with a lot of other people on that one. I guess I get it. Like, okay, why do you like this one more though?
I've said last time that one of the problems that I had with the remake is that it wasn't really touching on... It wasn't making any kind of a commentary, which is what was so revolutionary about, well, not revolutionary, but so like
it's key.
Key and long lasting about the 1973 Texas Chainsaw. Yeah. So this one obviously was like talking about a few things at once, because it was talking about the Vietnam War and the different reactions people were having to it across the country. Mm-hmm. And it's also talking about like the death of a small town when a major business goes away, which is topical, unfortunately, even now.
Yeah.
With the proposed Medicaid and Medicare cuts and how that's going to affect a lot of our rural hospitals and just something that is weighing heavily on a lot of people right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like the reality for a lot of small towns. Like, yeah. Where I come from, like if they shut down all of the mines, like that town's fucked.
Yeah,
like exactly. Honestly, like unless they bring in something else, like that's the main moneymaker. That's the business there.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's such a relevant topic even now, and I think that it's like it feels more to the heart of the franchise to have that messaging in there.
Yeah, I don't feel like a lot of them touch on like big social commentary, but I think some of the really good ones do. Usually. Yeah, like the first one did for sure. I don't think 2 did.
No, not 3, as much.
No, 3 didn't really touch on anything. 4, no.
Listen, but I'm thinking back to the original because this was a prequel to the remake of the original. So that's the linear.
I get you.
Progression in my head. Uh-huh. I love human face mask Leatherface.
You do?
He looks like he is the bass player in a sick ass metal band. I would go watch that.
He looks like he could be a character in like a fucking Mortal Kombat game or something. He's got like the face coverings. He'd be like one of the like alternate colored Scorpions and Sub-Zeros, Reptile, Ermac.
Except he's big. He's like Blanca, like huge. Yeah. So that's like the character I would pick. So I
want him in that robe with a different color.
I know that's not Mortal Kombat, but
Blanca. Yeah, that's just fighting game. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. But I don't know. It's okay. It was a little bit too much. Like I like when he puts on faces. He's Leatherface.
But I just and I told you last night, like this origin story for his killing spree in this timeline of the Texas Chainsaw. It was reminiscent for me of Russell Crowe in Unhinged. Like he just had a really fucking bad day and now he's a spree killer.
Yeah.
And we all know how I feel about Unhinged.
Yeah. One of the things like they showed a lot of the like renderings of potential faces and like how he could have looked, and I liked some of the alternate ones that they didn't go with later or like better. I remember they said they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to cover up his whole face. They wanted to like have part of him there. But
I think it's important for when he like has that mask donning moment though. And I think it's kind of sweet that he keeps the mask after Uncle Charlie tells him that he likes the way it looks.
Oh
He's
man,
like,
I'm gonna talk about that here in a little bit, but I don't. Yeah, okay, sure.
And then one of my other really good points was Taylor Hanley was like 22, 23 or so when this was filming, but he really does look baby faced, like an 18-year-old who's just scared of being called to a war that he doesn't really believe in. Like, you see him talking about it, I'm like, oh, sweet child, you were in high school a month ago. I feel so bad for you.
Man, it's a really dark thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he's just talking about like they're just like this piece of paper, because I got this piece of paper in the mail, like I'm gonna be sent off to die. It fucking sucks. And then he talks about his brother hearing him experience like flashbacks and all kinds of shit like that.
And then his brother was re-enlisting just to go with him, so you'd feel sad. So sad, just so sad all around.
They touched a little bit on it too, but they're like, I mean, that's all he knows now. Like, you know, he would have probably done that regardless, honestly.
But that also makes that such a good parallel to the Hewitt family.
Yeah.
Because this is what they know. This is them trying to take care of themselves.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I guess I'm going to let you hurt my feelings and tell me what you think is bad about this movie.
Well, you know what? You've hurt my feelings about plenty of these, so now it's time for the tables to turn here, okay? I'm not going to hurt your feelings too bad. I don't hate this movie, okay? I just, like, I don't like it as much as most people. Like, I'm not going to gush about it, but, like, you know, like, okay, so first of all, like, I think that there's a little bit too much Leatherface in the beginning of this movie here. You know, like, I feel like you need to have the monster lurk in the shadows a bit. You don't need to familiarize yourself with him too much, or else he doesn't become scary. And I feel like we get a little bit too much of the human side of him right out the gate.
Hearing him get bullied and his mom and uncle standing up for him.
Well, no, I don't care too much about that, but, like, just seeing him, like, in the house, and he's just, like, kind of sulking in the corner when they're having dinner and shit, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, that's not scary. Like, you're trying to make him a little bit more sympathetic, and, like, I like the way that they handled that in the original better, when he's just, like, freaking the fuck out that, like, intruders keep coming into his house. That's more relatable to me. Like, I like that, and that still makes him scary. In this moment, he's just like, oh, man. You know, I don't need that. I also don't need to have an explanation for every fucking thing about the characters in this movie.
I don't see them as explanations so much as like a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, hey, we're calling this back to
they
the
literally
2003.
In the thing,
I know.
They wanted to explain how everything happened.
I know that they said that, but I don't see it as like we know this is a big question for everybody.
It's just like, it's unnecessary. Like, I get it. Like, they do this. This is who they are. We don't need to know, like, oh, and this is why he wears the face. This is how he lost his teeth. I enjoyed watching the guy lose his legs.
And
that one was one that I actually did care for.
Well, and that part was actually really important to understanding the family dynamics, because Luda May is a little bit more in control in this one, and she keeps telling Hoyt that he's a dum-dum. And I think this is him showing, like, hey, I'm unhinged. We got Big Tommy on my side, so I can cut off your legs too, Mama. I don't want to do that.
Look, and I have things to say about that too. So, like, I don't like how she's, like, 1 second condemning him and then 1 second playing along perfectly fine. And, like, going along with it. She's like, you brought these people here. This is a huge mistake. How could you do this? You're a fucking idiot. And then the next scene, she's over there, like, cleaning the girl, singing to her, like, oh, it's okay, baby. You know, like, what the fuck?
She was cleaning her up because the tea lady was coming over. She needed to be clean for guests.
But she's going along with it, you know? Like, she's like, this is the worst fucking idea ever. Here we go. Like, I'm just gonna fucking do it. I'm going along with it. But then the next scene again, I'm gonna scold you again. This is fucking stupid. And then back to just, like, slipping right on into it. No problems whatsoever. It's just like, she had control over him. There was not one part that, like, suggested that she was afraid of him. The other dude, the uncle dude, he is terrified of him. And they made that clear. But she could have put her foot down a little bit harder. I think this is still, like, a traditional family here. They respect the matriarch of the house. And I think that if she would have, like, really done something about it, like, really let it be known that she was not happy with it, I think they would have maybe toned it down a bit, you know?
Okay.
It's just, that we've covered it.
Okay.
That's my issues with the movie.
Mine is that I understand we needed to have an inciting incident to them wrecking. But really, what was the point of the bikers? Because there's like a whole group of them, and then all of a sudden it's just two, and one of them's gonna rob, but the other guy wants no part.
I think you needed more bodies. You need more people to kill. That was a...
Yeah, it could have been done a little better for me.
Yeah, that's the thing I've always tried to tell you, like, that makes this movie different. It's like, okay, that's something that's different about this movie, bikers. So this is the one with the bikers, but you never remember the bikers.
Never did
and
remember.
They're there through, like, out most of the movie, at least two of them. One of them. Yeah, one of them's there for most of the movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just, I think it's just a little bit extra that didn't need to be there.
Okay.
Or it could have been finessed a little bit better.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Like, the only way they really kind of tied it in was, like, soon this town's just going to be full of bikers and hippies.
I don't even know, like, do they live there? Like, they act like this town is, like, it's just, like,
No,
sole population of them.
Their jacket said El Paso on the back.
So they're just driving through. They're El Pasoing through.
Do you feel good about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you feel good about it.
Okay, you ready to do ugly? Well, we get it right out the gate with that scene of Mama giving birth to Leatherface, and the boss is like, "It's that fucking alcohol. Told you that's what happens when you drink." Like, what? And then she just collapses and just, like, gives birth right there on the floor, and everybody's just, like, mad about it.
That's such a quick birth.
It really was, yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I thought that was really disgusting. Also, yeah, like the whole thing about, like, the town just being abandoned, basically, and all these people having to, like, I don't know, having to leave. Like, that's, like, really all everybody suggests is, like, well, I mean, nobody else is going to be here. Like, everything's shut down. Like, we just got to get the fuck out of here.
Lou Temple says he's the only police officer left, and he's leaving next week.
He shouldn't have said that.
He shouldn't have.
That right there is like, well, okay, I guess if I kill you, then nobody's going to stop me, you know?
Yeah. On the other hand, it does show that he's going to be missed somewhere.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, that's true. But do people come looking for him? Probably not.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think the town shutting down like that is...
not cool.
Yeah, it's like, it's ugly in a way that's just, like, dark, you know?
Yeah.
Also, the poor little trash baby. I don't feel good about that either.
Baby.
Do we think that he also put Mama in the dumpster because she died? Do we think that...
I don't mean to be mean, but I don't think that they could have put her in there.
That is mean.
It's just also realistic.
But, like, what did they got rid of the baby. What did they do with Mama? First Mama. Mama.
Well, were they eating people yet? I don't know. Maybe they cut her up.
I don't think the plant owners were into that.
Man, probably not. I don't know. They probably just, like, they could have just left her there. That's why it's condemned. You know?
Okay. What's your absurd?
So one of them is that scene with Mama and her friend there, and they have Bailey tied to the table, and they're just, like, having this really drawn out conversation about tea and chocolate.
Iced tea. They're so excited about iced tea.
Iced
and then
coffee.
The tea lady goes, you know what else is good? Iced coffee.
It's the way that they're talking to you, like, do you know what else is good? Iced coffee.
I love that they just brought the tea lady back for this one scene. Do you think she's still pinned up to that door? Like, did she ever get out?
They built around her. Yeah. Also, I love that the sheriff is weirdly supportive of Leatherface. Like, he is such a fucking bad person to everybody else, and he says all of these, like, slurs and shit, but then, like, with Leatherface, like, he's a little different. He's misunderstood.
It's uncle energy, which, I hate, but there is a part of me that I was like, if one of my nieces or nephews was getting picked on, I feel like I'd be pretty mean. Yeah,
I mean, they're being really mean to him. Like, they're saying really mean things to Leatherface, and they picked on him. You know, like, he's kind of being the dad to him, really. Yeah. And I just like it. You know, like, when he puts the face on, I was like, I like the face. You know,
like he's most
people, he'd be like, that's fucking freaky, dude. Don't wear people's faces. But he's like, good for you, man.
It took very, like, listen, Thomas had the only life he'd ever known taken away from him with the plant shutting down.
Yeah.
Hoyt, it took nothing to push him over the edge. He was waiting for an excuse.
Yeah, he really was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and the last thing is when they cut off Uncle's legs. I love that they patched him up with meat paper.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
the
deli
parchment
meat paper.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Butcher paper.
Dude, that's just so fucking disrespectful.
I like that they just cut off his other leg to make him even.
That's even more disrespect right there. I can't believe he's like, balance. Can't balance like that, man. He could have balanced better with one leg.
The actor Terrence Evans, I think his name is, he was in the little featurettes, and he was like, I don't know, I think Monty was kind of a victim in all of this too. He didn't want any part of anything that was happening.
I kind of feel bad for him, honestly. Yeah.
My absurd is the meat plant owner, because he says such terrible things, and he's like, why are you upset? Like, he tells the woman, when he's like, you can't be drinking on the job, and he's like, oh shit, she died in childbirth on my floor, which is super unsanitary for both aspects of things, both the meat and the baby and mother.
Yeah.
And then also later, like, he's just chewing out Thomas Hewitt, saying, yeah, well, your kind is going to die here in this town, blah, blah, blah. And then when Thomas attacks him, he goes, how was your friend? Which gave me a big, how was your friend, Mikey?
Yeah. Except Danny Trejo was actually
his friend.
Yeah, this guy was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he watched that movie. He's like, oh, I got a perfect house.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my main absurd, was that plant owner, like, being like, I don't understand why we're not friends.
Yeah.
This is how I talk to my friends. I believe it is actually how he talks to his friends.
Hey, it's like, you know what, dudes, we rip on each other. You know what I mean, man? You come over here, you get born in my place, I rip on you and tell you you're a piece of shit, you know.
I dumped you in a dumpster. We go way back.
Yeah. It's a little tit for tat. All right.
How would you rate this one?
Like I said, I don't hate this movie, and I still do recognize it as like it's actually an enjoyable experience. I don't hate it. It's just, you know, I don't necessarily like it as much as most people. I'm going to give it like a 6.5.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
I think it's better than the last one.
I don't stand by that one bit.
I really do.
The last one was way better.
Our starting average is 7.25.
Okay, I can live with that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We start off August 1939. We're at the slaughterhouse. There is a worker. Her name is Sloan. She tells the boss she needs a bathroom break, and then she grasps her rosary.
Her rosary?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. The Catholic bead thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you're talking about like a part of a body or something. Like, I didn't think there was anything called a rosary on your neck region. Yeah.
But yeah, then she just her water breaks. There's a lot of blood, and the baby just right out on the floor.
It's got like a deformation on its facial region.
Yeah, and I guess the owner didn't know what to do. Wasn't planning to call it in because he dumps one or more bodies into the dumpster.
You ever think that do you think he knew that was the baby that he threw in the dumpster whenever he comes to work at the plant later? Because he has like the facial deformation.
Yeah, I feel like he has to know.
I'm sure he does, yeah. Well, a random woman just comes by.
It's not a random woman. That's a young Luda May.
Okay, a young Luda May is like doing a little dumpster diving on the side, and she happens to stumble across the
old Paul Rudd Avenue to Parenthood.
You know, okay, I was gonna say it worked for him, but it didn't really work out for him. I mean, he survived, but it wasn't a good time.
Yeah.
Well, she finds the baby and brings it home. And we get the opening to the movie. We see some documentation, some pictures of Leatherface as a child, and like age 6 to age 9.
He's doing the Michael Myers remake, like covering up his face in the pictures, getting really into mask making.
I guess, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, okay.
And we also hear like Uncle Charlie's voiceovers in the opening credits too, defending him and telling him, yeah, you're best for meat plant work, boy.
Yeah, you know, he's a natural, honestly. And we see later on the plant's been condemned. It's July 1969. Boss is he's making one of the workers there force Leatherface to leave because he's the only one sticking around. He refuses to leave the plant. Yeah,
and they kick him out, but we know that it's not going to be a good time.
No.
Just based on the energy, the stature. Then we cut to a couple by the pool. Oh, hey. Hi, Mia. Hi, Mia Toretto.
Yeah. What is this, Rambo? When this guy comes out of the water like that? What movie is that from? He's imitating a movie there.
I think he's just reliving his time in Vietnam.
No, it's not Rambo. That's a fucking war movie. I don't know. He's got the knife in the mouth. And he's like coming out of the
Yeah, but he's so Kersey is taking him and his brother Dean to go enlist for the war.
Yeah, driving down to Austin. They're all having like a little bit of like good time on this road trip to try and make the most of it before the two have to leave.
Dean and Bailey are in their motel room with the door wide open, according to the extended scene.
I was thinking about that. Like, he's tied up to the bed, and like I gotta imagine like people at the motel walking by. Can you imagine making eye contact with the person while you're just tied up on the bed?
Dude, that's underwear? A power move.
Is it a power move? I would feel like
well, it depends on the level of like how your eye contact is.
I don't want that one weird person at the motel to like stop at the doorway and go, "Hey."
New year, new you, where it's like, you know what a nod means.
Yeah. I'm not nodding in that situation. I'm like, nope, and get the fuck out of here. I'm glad she shuts the door. And she's trying to like have some sexy time with him, but his mind's not in that place right now. He's thinking a little bit too much about,
going off to war.
We're telling Eric that he's not wanting to go to war and he's going to be ditching and heading to Mexico instead.
Yep, that is their plan. We cut back to the meat plant and Thomas is there and the owner is just being fucking rude to him and then is shocked when Thomas attacks him.
With a sledgehammer.
Yeah,
and then like he tries to call the cops but can't get to it and then he gets killed. And then Leatherface is like, and I'm taking the chainsaw too.
Yeah.
He's just like, fuck you.
So we cut to the couples again. They're all in the Jeep. They're going to have to stay there for the next 2 nights because there's not enough motels along the way from here to Austin. And as they're driving, they're attacked by a bunch of bikers.
I think that this is a part of the unrated cut. I don't think this is in the theatrical.
Which that makes at least a little bit more sense because we only see the other 2 bikers later.
No, you see the rest of them in the back too when she's going to the bathroom, but they like boo her.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're like driving
by. They
by.
don't boo her like boo. They go boo. just for anybody who's not following along.
That's a power move. Like somebody walks into the store and just go boo. That would hurt.
That is a thing that we'll do at work sometimes. Is like
you boo people that walk into your office.
No, we boo.
Oh, okay, that's like, different. Yeah.
Somebody comes out of the bathroom, we'll be like waiting there silently, and we go boo.
That's different.
That's fun.
Yeah. Like the bikers are driving by. I don't know why, but they're all just like, fuck this Jeep, and they start attacking it, and then they just, antagonize them and drive past.
Yeah. It was just for the shits and giggles of it, I guess. We cut to Lou Temple.
Yeah.
Who in real life is like one of the nicest people.
I fucking love Lou Temple, man.
Yeah.
I like seeing him anytime he pops up in a role.
You're like, I know that guy. We're friends.
Yeah. He's a good guy. I threw axes with him.
Yeah. But yeah, he goes over to the Hewitt house and he tells Uncle Charlie, he's like, hey, found one of the owners of Lee Brothers Meat dead in his office, and
it's your boy.
Yep. So I'm just doing you a courtesy and also see if you want to come with me because I know he'll listen to you better. 2 birds, 1 stone. And so Uncle Charlie comes with him, and it's not a great time because they do find Thomas, and the cop says, all right, hold on, I'll step out, I'll give you the signal. And so when he steps out and he tries to talk to Thomas, He's not waiting around. He grabs, oh my God, okay, our Roomba started. I was like, what is that noise? This is a really scary moment for that to start up. He grabs the gun off of the dashboard and he comes out and shoots Hoyt, the original Hoyt, and then decides he's, Thomas is going to wear other people's faces. Charlie's just going to wear their clothes.
Yeah, he assumes their whole identity at that point.
Yeah.
I told him, he's like, yeah, I'm the only piece of law enforcement here, and I'm moving to Michigan next week. So boom. All right. New sheriff in town.
Yeah. And at dinner he serves the late Hoyt and says, this is how we are going to survive here. 6 generations of Hewitts have lived and bled and sweated into this soil, and it's not going to end with us. Damn it. And Luda May is very concerned about this.
They were not people eating family at this point, right? But
they are
all
now.
Just fucking roll with it. Nobody has.
Later we find out Charlie has been a people eater, and apparently it's true, that storyline in It's Always Sunny, where once you get the taste of people, you just got to keep going. And we're tying it back to Rambo now too. There we go.
We are. But like, that was another thing. I didn't need to have that explained to me. Like, they just fucking eat people. Just let that be the thing. But no, they're like, I started because I was a POW over in Korea, and it's like, whatever, man. I don't need to know that. It's just like, you eat people. Just let that be. And she's not into it, but then like, she's so into it the next scene. It's just so fucking weird.
I don't know. I kind of like, because it's not, I have a hard time kind of separating, and I don't mean like literally because I can separate the two franchises, but like when you get down to the bare bones of it, Texas Chainsaw and Wrong Turn have a lot of very similar vibes. And I get it with Wrong Turn. I kind of like that we're getting an explanation of like, okay, this family, what's their deal? Because
they are not like deformed hillbillies.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So,
I need a little bit further explanation because these people were at one point
normal. And these folks would be rednecks.
They're rednecks,
yeah. The Wrong Turn, they're hillbillies.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking very geographically with these terms.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah.
Okay. So we cut to our two couples asleep in their Jeep. The next day they wake up, they're driving along, and they stop at the general store. It's Luda May's general store. And /bar, apparently.
Yeah.
Which, hell yeah. Any store that lets me have a beer while I'm shopping is my favorite store.
I love it.
Our annual trip to Whole Foods is my favorite for that reason.
Yeah. Get drunk and get Thanksgiving
and
food.
It's really smart because you're not caring as much about how bad the prices are when you've got a really stout beer in your hand.
It's true. More places need to do that.
Yeah, it takes the sting out of a $70 grocery bill for like 4 items.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So they're just like going there to like head towards the bathroom, and they get eyed by 2 bikers. Which will be the 2 bikers that will be the most important.
Yeah.
And they go into the back and they see like the bikers that drove past them.
Yes. Yes. This is Chrissy and Bailey. And Chrissy's like, hey, I can tell something's going on with you and Dean. What's up? And Bailey tells her what their plan is. Meanwhile, outside, Eric and Dean are having a similar conversation, but a lot less supportive. Because Chrissy is like, yes, do you get out of here? Don't let him go if you can help it. This is just who Eric is, and I am supporting him.
Yeah, like he doesn't know any better or anything different. And Eric is outside just like kind of like, I think he's trying to pump him up. He's like, hoorah, brother. Yeah, we going to war. And
he doesn't want his little brother to know that he's scared too.
Yeah, he's putting on a brave face.
Yeah, because he's just going back for him because he knows that Dean is really scared. But Dean's like, I know that you didn't have a good time over there. I hear you screaming at night and crying about what you did to people. Why are you going back? He's like, I'm going back for you. But then they have to like hurry out of there because the bikers are freaking the girls out. So they are driving along. And the bikers are following them again. This time it's the lady biker. She's got a gun. She's telling them to pull over. They're freaking out. Oh no, what do we do? And Eric's like, don't worry, I have a gun. So he goes to grab it, but he's distracted driving, which is bad news anywhere, but especially in Texas where cows can just like wander freely in the roads.
Yeah.
And they obliterate this cow.
Dude, yeah. It was interesting seeing the cow constructed by the special effects team.
Yeah.
Just like filled it with a bunch of shit and actually drove through it. It was impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. So they have a really bad wreck. Bailey has a piece of glass stuck in her stomach. Chrissy has been fully ejected. The biker lady is like, all right, cool. This is going to make it easier for me to rob you guys. And that's when Hoyt, the new Hoyt, pulls up. And he just, bam, bam.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have time for her.
Yeah. She's like, all right. Yeah, I know that you're a piece of shit because, yeah, you've clearly.
Yeah. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
look at you.
Yeah.
Then he starts hassling the other 3, as he does. He falls into this very quickly. And he, as he's trying to get them all out of the car, he pulls the piece of glass out of Bailey's stomach. Ouch.
Yeah.
Also, they do nothing to attempt to stop her bleeding. So.
Tummy stab, man.
Yeah.
Horror movie rules. She's okay.
Yeah. And then he finds the half-burnt draft card for Dean, and he says, which one of you is Dean? Eric says he's Dean because he can tell that Hoyt is trouble. So he's just trying to, like, cover for him. Meanwhile, Chrissy, like, he's made eye contact with Chrissy, who is in the grass, and he's just like,
no, yeah. Don't get out here. Yeah, this is fucked up. So he puts them in the cop car and puts the body in the passenger seat.
And they're like, is this normal protocol? And he said, this is somebody's family. Would you want your family shoved in the trunk of the car? That's a nice callback to the 2003 movie.
Yeah.
Where he says, not in the back seat.
Yeah. yeah.
Chrissy climbs into the Jeep because she's going to try and like follow them. But that Jeep is not running anymore.
She was trying to get the gun. And she's like fumbling around looking for it, and then the tow truck pulls up
with Monty.
Yeah, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna rummage through the Jeep myself." So he ends up just kind of like finding the gun instead, and pulls that out, and then he takes the truck and tows it back.
Yep, and she is still hiding in the back seat of it. Meanwhile, in the cop car, they're talking about Vietnam, the war. Dean is just trying to kind of parrot the things that he's heard Eric say.
He's trying to like feel it. I think because like I'm with Dean in this here. I think that he's suspicious that like he knows that Dean isn't Dean. Or is Dean. Confusing, but you know, like he's trying to suss him out there. And
then when they get to the Hewitt household, they're like, "Is this the station?" He goes, "This is my mom's house." He gets out, and Dean is like, yo, he's definitely onto us. And Eric's like, no, stay the course. It's cool. Trust me. It's cool. Leatherface comes out, takes the biker's body, kind of freaks them out in the back seat because that's a big guy. That's a big boy. Chrissy arrives, and she's kind of sneaking around, looking around. Almost gets peed on. That's gross.
Yeah.
I'm glad she didn't. Monty sees the brothers tied up in the barn because they're both like tied up by their wrists. They're like, can you help us? He goes, I don't get involved in his affairs.
He's terrified of him. Yeah.
And then he walks into the kitchen, and Bailey is on the ground tied to the kitchen table, and she's like, help me. And he just
everybody's just going along with this shit. They're like, all right, this is our life now. We got people tied up around our house.
I feel like if I went to one of our friends' house for tea, which first of all, what friend of mine are you if you're trying to give me iced tea? That's gross. Yeah. And I saw somebody tied up, and be like, hey, can we talk for a second? Like,
what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, like, best case scenario, this is a consensual sexual thing. It's not consensual with me.
Yeah,
I need to leave.
Yeah.
Like,
I did
worst case scenario, something really bad's happening.
Yeah. It's like, no. But iced tea.
The tea lady, she just wants to have her tea. She just wants to talk about her tea. And sweet little Luda May, she's that variety of woman that I say like thinks it's crazy to get an appetizer when she goes out to dinner. Like, we're gonna be a little wild.
Oh
you know that type.
Are we gonna do it?
And she's talking about how she drinks her breakfast tea at night. Ooh.
How dare you, living dangerously.
I like this version of Luda May before she's like completely bought into the bullshit, and she just wants to enjoy her iced beverages with her friend.
With a person tied beneath her.
Listen, she's not fully bought in. I didn't say she wasn't partially bought in.
If you were doing that shit, if you were having that chill of a conversation about iced tea and all whatever, then yeah, with that person there, no, you're not. Like, you're in. You're subscribed at that point.
Hoyt comes out to the barn, and he wraps some saran wrap around Eric's face. He is having a hard time breathing. He is not acting in this moment. Matt Bomer is actually about to be suffocated.
I still cannot believe they actually did that to him. That is bizarre.
I feel like I would actually panic, but that would look like really good acting. So it's kind of like, oh.
Yeah, I don't.
Because he said he's claustrophobic as well, so
yeah, God, that's a nightmare. And then Dean's like, all right, fuck it, I'm Dean. Yeah, like, he was covering for me, and then he like stabs a little breathing hole through the mouth right there.
Man, I was expecting them to show like a broken tooth or like
cut tongue,
something.
Yeah, he
cuts really aggressive. Yeah. So he unhooks Dean and tells him about his time in a Korea POW camp in 1952. Rations were very, very thin and far between, so they picked one person each week. And Dean's like, to do what? He goes, you know what? Mm-hmm. And he goes, all right, so if you want to play Soldier Boy, we're going to play Soldier Boy. If you can drop and give me 20, I will let you walk out of here.
Yep. So he's struggling to do them, and as he's doing them, he's hitting him and like
whipping him.
He's got like getting halfway.
Whip. Yeah.
And then if he hits him before he finishes the full, he's like, all right,
that's a half. Yeah. And I think the fact that they took so much time filming this like across a whole week, I think it definitely shows in the acting. Like, he really is just getting completely worn out.
I just can't believe they spent that long filming that scene.
I don't think those were the only scenes they were filming over those 7 days.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah, but like, still, like, why not just knock that shit out? And that's that's irresponsible.
So I think they wanted him to look more and more worn out.
Maybe, I guess.
So,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they knew. They know
Yeah.
better than I do, I guess.
And so he finally gets his 20 done, and Hoyt jumps on his back and says, "You're free to go." And then he looks at Eric and says, "But I doubt he'll be moving anytime soon."
Mm-hmm. So Eric is like evaluating the area. He sees that he can kind of get himself out of there. So he moves like a little piece behind him a little bit closer and then starts to kick like the support beam that he's tied to. And it breaks and he falls and he frees himself.
Yeah, and he goes and gets Dean. Meanwhile, we have just had Bailey cleaned up, and she's a weird extra guest underneath the table at the tea party. And Chrissy has made her way back out to the road, and she is flagging down help. She flags down the other biker, the boyfriend, I guess, of the woman who was shot.
Yeah, and this guy, like, they still make him kind of like a, a typical biker. But like before, he only stared at him when he drove by. He didn't participate in the fucking around, and he tried to tell his girlfriend, leave him be. Leave him alone.
And when she says, your friend was with them, she was shot, and he's like, show me where we're going.
Yeah.
Like, he's ready.
So she hops on the back. They go.
No, and then they walk through the woods to get there.
Well, yeah, but they drive a little bit too. Well, anyways, Eric runs into the house.
Yeah,
and,
he starts throwing rocks first to get them distracted. And so they're shouting for Hoyt to come help. But Eric busts in, gets Bailey untied, and then they shove the table and the tea lady to barricade the door, and she's just, ah!
Yeah.
I love tea lady. I'm sorry. I'm never mad when tea lady's on screen.
Okay. Yeah. That was a funny scene. Just like taking a whole table and her and just.
Yeah. She's just like, ah!
Yeah. So he frees Bailey. And they run.
She grabs the keys because she saw where Monty had put the tow truck keys. So she grabs the keys and she runs to the tow truck. Eric says, I'm going to go grab Dean and then we'll get out of here. She manages to get into the truck. She's trying to she doesn't know where Eric and Dean exactly are, but she's trying to find them.
She's panicking. She's just driving. Yeah.
That door is not latching shut, which is really bad news for her because Leatherface is able to take a crowbar, meat hook type thing and hook it into her and pull it out. They shot this so many times. There are just so many shots of her falling into the crash pad. Yeah. She said, pretty good. Yeah. And like I said, she said this was definitely the most painful scene for her to shoot.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I believe that.
So Hoyt finds Eric. And Dean keeps running, but he ends up getting caught in a bear trap. So everybody's caught in their different ways.
Yeah, Eric confronts the sheriff, and he's like, "All right, do it, fucking shoot me!" Like, it's right in front of him. I'm surprised they didn't shoot him. Honestly.
Right?
But he wants to fuck with him.
Yeah, because he said, "Oh, you thought I was a pussy. Wait until you get a hold of Thomas. See who you think is a pussy now." The biker and Chrissy have arrived.
It is now nighttime. Yeah. They have been looking for this house for hours.
Yeah.
I wonder, what do you think they talked about? Do you think they spoke, or do you think they just kind of walked around in silence?
I think that one shot we had of them in the woods where he goes, "Are you sure we're going the right way?" And she goes, "Yes." I think that's all they said in that time.
It's just so awkward.
I think she tried to make small talk initially, and he made it very clear that he was not going to talk with her.
El Paso, huh?
And he's like, "Shut the fuck up." Yeah. And she's like, "All right."
Yep. Okay.
So they get there, and like you said, it's night, and he's like, "All right, I'm going to go in." And she's like, "What about my friends?" He goes, "I don't give a shit."
Yeah, you're on your own.
Yeah. So, I don't know why she's surprised by that.
Well, I know, but he's still kind of working in your favor there.
Yeah,
he's going to confront them. He's going to fuck
if
them
nothing
up.
else, he's a distraction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he heads inside. She continues to just do her own thing.
She finds Dean in the bear trap, and he's like, "You got to go for help." And she goes, "There is no help to go for. I got to go inside and get the other two."
That is one good thing about this, the hopelessness.
Yeah.
And helplessness, because you really can't go to anybody in this town. There's this just population them.
We cut to Bailey. She is tied up on a bed by Hoyt. She's got a bar behind her back, so she can't really move her arms around very much. It looks really uncomfortable. She said it was really uncomfortable. There are behind the scenes shots of her being actually tied up and them giving her water and
oh god.
Yeah.
Man, they went through it in this movie.
Well, and Matt Bomer was actually tied to that table too.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
That guy, for a claustrophobic guy, he went through some shit.
Yeah, he was dedicated, man.
Yeah.
So Biker manages to get inside. He's got an actual name, but it's never said out loud, so I'm not going to bother to say it out loud.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember if it's Lee, if that was the character's name or the actor's name. But Lee is one of the names associated with this man.
Okay. She enters through, Chrissy enters through the window. She's like, she goes inside to try and rescue people. And while this is happening, the biker kind of sneaks around the corner and confronts the uncle.
Yeah, Monty. And he shoots his leg.
Shoots him right in the knee. It's like, all right, where the fuck are they?
Yeah, and I told Travis, like, I felt kind of like Hot Tub Time Machine, where I was just, like, waiting the whole time with this movie. I was like, what's going to happen? When's he going to lose him?
It's like Lou, like, cheering, like, oh, here it is. Yeah.
Hoyt comes in, and he's
like, what did I tell you about playing with guns? And he's, like, blaming it on him. And then the biker just, like, knocks his cap off and just holds a gun to his head.
He says, take me to the girl. And Hoyt, understandably, takes him to Bailey, because that's the only alive girl he has. And when the biker's like, that's not her, and he goes, oh, you don't want to see the other one.
Like, oh yeah, I love that bit of acting. He's like, oh shit, you don't want to see the other girl.
Yeah, and that's something that they were saying, that like as scary as his character is, that actor Ermi brings just a sense of comic relief almost too.
He honestly does. He's got some funny moments.
It's kind of the duality of his character is very interesting and very well performed.
Yeah.
So Hoyt is calling for Leatherface, and that's when Chrissy is managing to sneak down into the basement. This is interesting. So they did that sliding steel door because it's meant to mirror like the slaughterhouse chute when the cows come out. Like,
really?
It's that same kind of sliding metal door.
Huh. I didn't know that.
No, but that's where the iconic sliding door comes from.
Interesting. Yeah, she's like down there next to it, and Leatherface is so distracted and like one track mind, he just walks right past her.
Yeah.
So she goes into the basement and finds Eric.
He has been flayed.
God, yeah. Like the skin from his arm is missing.
And he says, is my arm okay? I can't feel it. I'm very cold. These are bad things to hear.
Yep, those are signs you're dying.
Yeah. And so they have their heartfelt moment. He is almost dead. Leatherface comes down and finishes the killing because he's got a bloodlust. Because what happened is when Hoyt called him upstairs, he threw the biker onto his chainsaw.
He just he like hit him, and he happened to land right on the chainsaw. Why was the chainsaw there? Why was it not in Leatherface's way?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But the main point that we're getting at is that in this timeline, canonically, the biker is the first chainsaw kill.
Yeah.
Because he pulls it, starts it up, and it cuts him in half.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, he is feeling himself. He's feeling that moment. He's like, I'm going to go kill this other guy downstairs.
Oh, I like this chainsaw thing. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
So he goes in and he kills him as Chrissy is like hiding and watching and scared. And then he cuts off Eric's face / scalp because they make a whole mask that like fits over him completely. And I like how he's like trying to measure his face. Like he's like grabbing and he's like, this. And then he like holds it up to his own face. He's like, I think I can make this work.
That seems about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, like eyeball this shit right here.
Yeah.
He's never done this before. Okay, it's his first time.
It's like when you're trying to like measure how far apart something needs to be, and you're like, okay, this far apart, and then we're gonna go over here. And it's this far apart, and you're just like using your fingers and like it's about this long.
Honestly, what we're seeing here, this is the origin. Like he had this passion of like doing meat, and now he's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna be a crafts guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make shit.
He's like, I was forced into an early retirement. Yeah. I need a hobby to keep me
That's
focused.
What they say you go downhill if you don't find that thing for yourself. Exactly. Yeah.
He's too young. He's only like 30.
Yeah, he's in his fucking prime right now. Yeah, he's got to find a hobby. Good
yeah. Chrissy goes back upstairs and she is about to leave when she hears Bailey screaming. And she's like, it'd be a lot easier to just leave, but I'll go try and help her.
Yep. So she heads back and she heads upstairs and she sees the family up there and they're discussing what they're gonna do with Uncle Monty here.
Yeah, and this is where Luda May is telling Hoyt, like, I knew that you doing this sheriff nonsense was gonna be trouble. Look what happened to Monty. He's like, listen, I got a plan. Thomas, you come here. I like your face.
Yeah,
I like that new face. Yeah. It looks good.
Looking sharp, buddy.
He's like, all right, there's no way for us to fix this. We don't even have cops in this town besides me. Obviously, we don't have a hospital.
There are no towns anywhere
else
in this country.
Yes.
We are abandoned.
So he says, Mama, told Uncle Monty. And she's like, why? And he goes, because he's not going to like this. And again, she is horrified, but just follows along.
Yep.
And Thomas cuts off his leg, nicks the other one. And Hoyt says, well, that's just sloppy work. We got to even this up. And so he cuts off the other one. And then he's like, all right, bandage him up. And that's when they put the butcher paper on there.
Yep.
And so Chrissy is trying to untie Bailey. And Bailey stops fighting. She goes, they know you're here. Because Hoyt has snuck up behind her.
He's like, oh, I guess we can make another plate for dinner. I'll ask Mom about it. So here we go. We got a dinner scene. God damn it. Could do without these, man.
Yeah.
They're just never interesting.
Chrissy is a little feisty. She is insulting them, trying to get some jabs in.
Yeah, asking them if they only fuck the attractive cousins.
Yeah.
Don't like the stereotype.
Yeah.
But still, whatever. It's the thing.
Mama's just sitting there cutting Bailey's hair.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Dean is there. May or may not be alive.
Mama says
dead. Yeah, Mama says says he's dead. Bailey's teeth have been knocked out at some point as well. So there's just a lot going on. Leatherface comes in, cuts Bailey's throat. They made this prosthetic. Normally with a neck prosthetic, they make it pretty thin because, if your neck is thick, it's kind of noticeable. But they shot it from certain angles so that way it wouldn't look extra thick. But when you got the cut, it would show the depth of the cut.
Oof, it was a pretty effective one.
Yeah.
Yes, she bleeds out, and then Leatherface takes Chrissy and carries her to the basement.
She managed to grab a screwdriver or something on the table, and she stabs him as they're walking, and then she runs and does what you do when you are escaping a Texas Chainsaw Massacre dinner scene. You go through the window.
How many times do you think they have to replace those fucking windows?
Why did they keep replacing the windows?
Just
where are they getting the glass?
Honestly, okay, it does hurt and it does maybe slow them down. So if you leave it purely open, we're just giving them an easy out at this point.
But also, if you put plywood up there, they can't burst through that as easily.
You need natural light, man. Come on. They're not they're degenerates, but they're not that bad.
Yeah, Thomas, it's very important as part of his treatment plan is that he gets plenty of vitamin D.
He's got to have it.
He needs it for his skin.
Exactly. I mean, it's already in a not good place.
So Leatherface follows her.
Yeah.
Dean actually manages to come to, and he gets himself loose. He runs. He attacks Hoyt, just bashes his fucking face against the
give me
floor.
20, son. Yeah. So he smashes his face 20 times.
And we see his teeth fall out. So those are the missing teeth
in
the last one.
Mm-hmm. The chase leads to the slaughterhouse.
Of course.
As it does in Texas Chainsaw
As it always
movie.
does, yeah.
Chrissy takes the boss's keys. She finds them inside there.
Yeah, the phone is dead, but she was like, well, at least I can find a way out. She is hiding because Leatherface has approached. He's very easy to hear because of the chainsaw.
Yeah.
And the
bigness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's hiding, and then he's getting close, almost finds her, and then we hear Dean yelling for Chrissy, which is a distraction.
So she jumps up, she stabs him. He comes at Leatherface with an axe, but of course Leatherface is going to get the last laugh with that.
Chainsaws right through him, holds him up, and then tosses him to the side.
Yep. So while this is happening, Chrissy runs. She manages to sneak out to a car, and she drives.
Yep. And
she drives. As she's driving, she sees a cop has pulled somebody over, and she's like, perfect.
Yeah, here we go.
This is exactly what I needed. And somehow Leatherface is in the backseat of this car.
How did he get so fast?
How did that happen?
How did he do so silent? How did he hide? He's a massive human.
Yes. I agree with all of these. I wish that one of the alternate endings or the extended endings had shown him sneaking around.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that.
Because there's one ending where it just shows that he catches her at the car, and then it cuts to over the next few years, the people going missing and calling the cops, and we see their car graveyard growing.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other endings are with him in the backseat, and we never really get a good explanation as to how.
Are we going to talk about the rest of the endings here in a little bit?
I mean,
because one of them has the family from the 2003 movie.
That's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Okay, well, next up is that family, and they take her hostage, and
I kind of wish that we had gotten the ending we got plus that instead of the voiceover narration. I kind of watched that I kind of liked watching that buildup of the graveyard and everything.
It was interesting. They were talking about this. They're like, well, they shot like 3 different ones, and one of them, all instead of the chainsaw, he has like a knife. And like, well, what if like he just like guts her there? And like, they're like, I don't know, use whatever one you think is best. And like, well, you got to go with a chainsaw because it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And this movie was already kind of lacking chainsaw to begin with.
So, yeah, he kills her. In every single ending, she dies because this is the origin story. We can't have her surviving.
Yeah.
She also hits the cop and the person he pulled over.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just walks slowly away.
Yeah. And we get the voiceover, and it's like...
From 1969 to 1973, the Hewitt family murdered at least 33 people across Texas. One of the largest killing sprees in history that came to be known as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Can you imagine driving down that road and like all of a sudden your headlights find this massive man covered in blood with a chainsaw? It is pure dark out there. He walks into pure blackness out there.
This is like one of those like the creepy YouTube videos we watch where they talk about like, oh yeah, this person was driving alone at night and then they came across something on the road and
dash cam.
Oh my god, that's what we need in like whatever new Texas Chainsaw comes
dash
out.
Cam?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Yes.
All right.
See, I think that's overall, I think that's what some of the Texas Chainsaw needs is just like shake up the formula a little bit.
So the most recent one.
Yes. But we need more of that throughout. Kind of like, again, got to go back to Wrong Turn. Like different ways that people wind up here and it doesn't always start off, like the chain of events aren't always kicked off the same way. We don't always have a dinner scene. Like we need to mix it up.
I agree. Yeah.
So, but not in the way that we will with Leatherface.
Oh,
I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah.
Which will be a little bit different.
Do your thing, cuz.
Yeah. Yes. I'm very excited about that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so overall, I really like this movie. I think it's well done. I think it's interesting. There's more depth and nuance to the characters in this.
Yeah.
And I'm keeping it at an 8. I think it's a solid one. And I might start countering some of your Texas Chainsaw suggestions with this one now that I remember what happens in it.
I'll always take you up on that.
Okay.
Like, I don't hate this movie. It's just, I think, like, as a horror movie, it's good. I like it. But, like, as a Texas Chainsaw movie, not so much for me. You know, like, again, like I was saying, like, it kind of does lack the chainsaw part. Like, we're going to show how he gets it, but he's not going to use it that much. You know what I mean? It takes a long time for him to finally bust that thing out.
Yeah.
And it's mostly the sheriff show.
Yeah.
This time around, Leatherface doesn't really have a whole lot to do. I don't know. Like, it's okay. Like, you know, I have a good time watching it. It's just I don't love it.
Holden is the biker's name. I just remembered.
Holden.
Holden.
There we go. I'm keeping mine at 6.5.
Okay. So you want more chainsaw?
I want more chainsaw. I don't need everything to be explained. And, yeah, I just want it to be more of a Texas Chainsaw movie.
Okay.
You know, like, I like Leatherface. Like, I want to see Leatherface have his time to shine.
Well, Talia didn't especially love the way this opened up. Talia's a big fan of cows. She has been embraced by the cows. She is one of them. She did not like that we started off with the slaughterhouse scene, so she immediately wanted to go outside. And when she came back in, she was like anxiety licking Travis.
Yeah.
And she fell asleep.
She's not having a great time.
I think she's going to give this a 5.
Yeah.
It was stressful for her.
5, because if she were them, she would just keep drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
5 sounds like drive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who is Zoe's ultimate warrior?
Let's see. It's tough.
I think, man, we can't do Leatherface again, can we? Have we done Leatherface for her?
I think last time we did somebody else in the 2003 one. I think
we gave her the possum in the 2003 one.
We might have given her the possum, yeah. I think she kind of relates to the sheriff's whole thing of like, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to eat.
And she does like to bite.
She does like to bite, yeah.
All right. Wait.
Okay. All right, now who did you relate to?
Oh boy, this is tricky. It's like I said, I've got that like protection, that sense of protection over our nieces and nephews. But I'm not a cannibal. So,
well, you can relate to certain aspects of a character, not the whole thing, I guess. But
I think I'd also need to. Oh This is hard. I think I'm just gonna relate to Tea Lady. Like, I just want to enjoy my nice beverages and not get pulled into my friend's family drama.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I think that's fair. Just like ignore the shit that's happening right there.
I'm really good at compartmentalizing.
I think I related to Dean's whole thing. Like the whole like I'm lucky to have not lived in a time where drafting was a thing that I would have had to have gone through. But like if that would have happened to me, I don't know if I would have handled it any better than he did, you know? Like I don't want to go to war.
Yeah.
I'm not like I'm not into that whole thing. Maybe Mexico sounds pretty good, you know? Yeah, like I don't know. Like it's an interesting thing.
It's a scary thing to be called for that.
Yeah, it really is. And have to like abandon everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrifying.
All right. So we don't do dream sequel for these.
No.
But we do need to come up with an alternate title.
So clearly the biker one doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah,
I've
the
used that
biker
so
one
many
does
times.
not work for me.
And I've tried to say the draft dodging one, but that still
I always
adds
think
confusion.
that it's the 2003
Yeah,
one because
so-
I get the two blonde boys mixed up.
So what's the thing about this movie that stood out the most? You dumpster baby? Is that
No, okay. This is
tea? Iced coffee?
listen, I'm gonna do a 2-for-1 alternate title / tagline. Thomas Hewitt's No Good, Awful, Very Bad Day.
That is all of them.
But this is like the original really bad day for him that turns him into a killer. This is his Russell Crowe moment. This is his Crow-ment.
Okay, we gotta work that in there. Like it's gotta be like Russell Crowe, the Russell Crowe one. He's not even in it. We'll just say it's the Russell Crowe one.
The Russell Crowe one. Whenever you put up the like visual aid at the end of our series, like, and this one's called the Russell Crowe one.
Yeah.
People that haven't been listening to this are gonna be like, "What the fuck
See,
is
that's the
Russell
thing.
Crowe in one of
For
these?"
anybody else, that just further muddies like the whole thing. But for you,
We're
it just
not
like
doing this for other people. We're doing this for
it
me.
clears it up for you in some weird way. But would that actually work for you though? The Russell Crowe one?
Listen, the more neurons that you can get to connect to something helps with memory. Like, you have to have multiple ways of remembering a certain fact, figure, moment, things like that. So if we can tie Russell Crowe into this, yes, it will help my brain.
Can I also
Psychology, bitch!
Can I also say the Wu Temple one too?
Yes.
Because he's like definitely not in any of the other ones. He's only in this one.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Temple of the Crow.
There we go. Temple of the Crow. That's a good movie title right there.
I want to watch that, and it's got to star Lou Temple and Russell Crowe, and they just improvise the whole thing.
Let's just make that the tagline. Temple of the Crow.
Okay.
That doesn't make
That
any
doesn't make
goddamn
any
sense. But like, you listen to the episode,
Listen,
you'll get it.
yeah, listen. Whatever, I don't know what tagline Travis is going to pick between Temple of the Crow and Thomas Hewitt's No Good, Awful, Very Bad Day.
It'll be a tough one.
Yeah, whatever he ends up putting on the artwork this week.
I'll have to fill that one out with my heart.
Yeah, he's going to have to feel it deep in his heart.
Temple of the Crow. That could just be the subtitle for this movie too.
Okay. WWDD.
What would Vin Diesel do?
What would
Dom do?
There is no V in what I'm saying.
I don't know why I'm hearing that. Well, okay. So clearly this time is personal because it's family.
Mia.
It is family that
Mia's in there.
that could not have happened to a better movie and better character. Having Mia there, his own baby sister.
Yes.
So, okay, I've got headcanon here.
Okay.
This takes place like further back in time. This is Mama Toretto. Mia took after Mama hard. So this is Mama.
Yes, this is why, because we've never seen Mama in the franchise yet.
Never,
So
yeah.
this is going to be a whole new thing.
This is Mama Toretto.
So yeah, she's there. She finds out why Dom and Jacob don't talk to Mama anymore.
Mhm.
Even though they don't talk to each other, neither of them talks to Mama either.
Yeah.
And she gets trapped, and Dom's like, "This is my mom. This is extra personal, double family." And he gets the gang together.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to fight the bikers first, which is great because Letty has switched over to a motorcycle canonically.
Yes.
So she manages to impress the
Wait,
bikers so much
hold
by
on.
kicking some ass.
This is also the beginning of her getting the bike thing.
Okay.
Like they ride and then they're like, she's like, we need another vehicle. And I
So
go
she-
take a bike.
Knocks out one of the bikers, takes their bikes. The bikers respect them, leave them alone after that. So they're like, okay, we want no part of this. Yes.
Yeah.
They
Family.
You know what we just did? Made $10 billion.
Boom.
Okay.
Yeah. We're getting weird. Yeah, I guess. And then, yeah, they like, they sneak in and then
They get the cars to work.
yeah, they get the cars.
They get the tow truck to work. The fact that the door is not shutting is not a problem at all. They're able to swing in. After Bailey gets split out, they swing in. They get the tow truck.
Having the door that doesn't close properly makes it a lot easier to get on top of a moving vehicle.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're able to stop like the whole dinner scene and everything from happening because they just intervene.
Just
at
drive
that
through
point.
the house.
Yeah.
Through the window. They do it reverse. Instead of going through the window out of the house, they go through the window into the house to rescue.
Yeah.
And then they pick up Mama Toretto and they drive off into the sunset.
Yeah, Mama Toretto is gonna break good instead of break bad.
Yeah. And the Hewitts have their own barbecue. There's like a juxtaposition here. They have their barbecue with the human flesh, and then meanwhile the Torettos are having their barbecue with their Coronas.
Yeah, and Mama looks a little like freaked out by like cow meat instead of human meat.
Yeah.
Okay,
We did it.
all right, now we can do a review.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'm glad I picked this one after hearing some of your thoughts.
Okay.
So this is a 1.0.
Oh.
I'm not going to read the whole thing,
Okay.
but I'm going to pick up this little part. The contradictions in this are appalling. For instance, Leatherface is one bad mother. He's huge, he's powerful, lifts one guy up off the ground, impaled on a chainsaw. And he causes the ground to shake when he walks. Yet he hides in a car? He can't be seen by a passing vehicle? And his stealth-like nature allows for a very stupid and very gory finale that perhaps gives this wretched fraud the only genuine feeling of originality it deserves. It's original in this, but it's also very, very stupid. This movie is thoroughly pointless. Hoyt wasn't the actual sheriff. Well, there's a shocker. Gee, could a man in a dead town be pretending to be a sheriff? Or that Leatherface has birth defects? Or that his mother gave birth to him on the floor of the slaughterhouse as she was dying? Yeah, this was one grotesque scene. I can't even imagine someone being proud of producing that scene, let alone choosing to keep it in the movie. And he found a home away from home in the confines of a slaughterhouse? I'm, of course, off on a tangent here. But literally, there's nothing in this movie. Nothing at all. Simply put, this is a rehashing of the remade Texas Chainsaw Massacre, repackaged as a beginning chapter that simply was not needed. If you want to see Leatherface, do yourself a favor and watch the DVD of the remake. It makes more sense than paying money to go to the theater and watch the same movie for an inflated price.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I mean, I get what they were trying to do and try and make like a continuation, but I mean, it really was just like, and here's more of that. You know, they didn't really do much different. Except they just, I feel like Leatherface was a better presence in the 2003 one than the 2006 one.
I'm still not mad about him just having watching him become unhinged. Like, I get your point. Like, you don't need the origin story. Like, you're happy with just living in the universe as it is and accepting it as it is.
I like that. I thought that was more effective. Like, without having to see things play out. Like, just have it, like, be understood. Like, and let your head fill in the rest. I think that's more effective. Okay. Personally.
Did we have any listener reviews pop up?
Let me check. We didn't by the time I was checking originally, but I posted this kind of late last night. Oh, our poll has changed. We've had 82% of people saying Pearl has X Factor, and 18% now say she doesn't. Yeah. All right. So nothing there. No, we don't got any.
Don't got any. Okay. Don't got none.
Hold up. This is Travis here by himself. I am reading a review that we received after the recording. Unfortunately, I don't have Jesse here with me at the moment to read this along with me, but I figured I'd go ahead, throw in this little review. That way we have something here for the listener reviews. So thank you for sending this in. This one came in from Murney. I hope I am saying that name right. If I have been saying that name wrong this entire time, please let me know, because I don't want to be wrong about that. She says, not as good as the 2003 remake, but still decent. And I agree. That's exactly what I've been saying the entire episode. It's okay. It's not the worst one. It's by far not the worst one. It's one of the better ones. It's one of the gooder ones. I'll call it gooder. It's gooder than the other ones. But it doesn't really do it for me like it does for other people, man. Like the 2003 one just beats it by a lot, and it's really hard not to draw comparisons between the two when they're pretty similar movies overall. So, all right, well, thanks for sending that in. I wanted to get this in here. All right, now let's send it back to the normal recording.
I guess that's it for this. Next week, Travis's birthday week.
That's right.
Which means it's going to be his movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know what it is yet and you're ready to reveal, or if you want it to be a surprise when we post the schedule later.
I think I know what it is.
What is it?
I've been going over it in my head. I believe that it is going to be The Strangers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a very good one. Cause,
I love that movie.
Yeah, that's
so good.
Yeah. That's actually funny because my mom and I were talking. She still hasn't seen Lake Eden because I described it so much in the episode about how tense it makes me, and she thinks The Strangers is one of the scariest movies she's ever seen. Like,
it's really fucking good, man.
Yeah, it's like that tension, and she was just like, I'm just ready for it to be over already. Mm-hmm. And I get that feeling from it. I can watch The Strangers a little bit more easily than Lake Eden, but not much more easily. A lot of times when Travis wants to watch The Strangers, I'm like, but what if we watch Pray at Night instead?
I rarely get to watch The Strangers because Jesse never really feels it. It is. That's the whole point. Tense. That's why it's good.
And then Dennis Reynolds is there for some reason.
Even better. That's icing on the cake right there.
Okay, so watch The Strangers.
Let's see where it's streaming.
Well, it'll be a different month.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, just keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be somewhere. It usually is.
And of course, obviously, we were talking about the original
here,
not Chapter 1 or Pray at Night.
Yeah. And Chapter 2 is coming out later this year.
Yeah, true. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I think they had to do extensive reshoots.
Yeah,
because it was supposed to come out last year.
Mm-hmm. All three of them were supposed to come out last year.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what they end up doing with it. But
me too.
Okay. In the meantime, this is it. This is it for the month. We've done our Tubi. We've done our Patreon bonus. So just sit tight and wait for the August schedule to release. Obviously, our Budget Dear Bubbies. Be ready to vote soon.
We'll have the sticker for this one in your mailbox very soon.
Also that, and we have our confetti this time.
We do have confetti.
Don't worry. Yeah. I know it wasn't there last time. We miscalculated when we needed to order it.
We really did. So sorry for that there.
It's new confetti.
It is.
Which I know is exciting to some of you.
We try and switch it up every time.
Yes. Yeah. You'd be surprised the amount of oogie boogie confetti that exists. I just want Annie Wilkes on it.
Oogie boogie. Don't worry, guys. We got some oogie boogie for you in the envelope this month. Okay.
Speaking of our patrons, we'd like to thank all of our bubbies.
Mm-hmm.
We have Joe,
Freakatron,
as is his name, Amber, Michael, Lord Zombie, Tyler, Chad, Johnny, and Jason.
Yeah! Woo! Thank you guys so much for being patrons. We really appreciate
we really support you supporting us.
Yeah, we honestly do. It means a whole lot to us, and it makes a huge difference. It's how we get the oogie boogie for the envelopes and things like that. So thank you guys for doing that.
Why did I say oogie boogie?
I don't know, but I'm really happy you did. So yeah, thanks everybody for being here. If you are unable to be a patron, we totally get it and we understand, but you can help us in all kinds of other ways that are
free.
No money. You can do things.
Money down.
You can rate us the highest you can on whatever platform you listen on.
Or 0.4 out of 0.5.
Please listen to our Are You Scared episode for reference on that rating system.
My favorite ever.
Yeah, it was hilarious. You can also share episodes, just like let people know you like our show, kind of spread the word, show like that. Just, word of mouth is always good. And just being around and being like participating and shit, we really appreciate that. It means a lot for us and the show. So thank you guys for doing that. If you want to find us online, you can find us on our socials. We have our Instagram and Threads, Least Favorite Scary Movie Podcast. Our Blue Sky is at Least Fav Pod. And we have a website, which is leastfavoritescarymovie.com, that has all the shit that you need. So, I think that's going to be it for this month.
Sounds about correct.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for sticking around, and we will see you next week with The Strangers.
Until then,
bye.
Yeah.
Too bad Dashcam didn't invest and didn't